Hey everyone, it's Brian here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing great. Today we'll be putting Midjourney to the test by generating images from one of history's most famous writers, William Shakespeare. You know, when I think of Shakespeare, I'm quickly drawn back to my years of high school English class, trying to make heads or tails of the plays we were covering, all the while trying to will the hands on the classroom clock to move faster. They were not easy plays to master. Fast forward to present day, and with the advent of AI image generators like Midjourney, I wondered whether or not this tech could understand Shakespeare's method of writing and how good it would be at interpreting quotes and providing images that we could use in the print-on-demand industry. So today I'll be sharing 10 quotes from various plays that I had to read during my high school years, yes, I still remember them, and showing you how well Midjourney did or didn't do in interpreting them. Stick around for the last one, it's my favorite and blew my mind away. By the way, if you missed my previous video where I used popular song lyrics with Midjourney, check out the thumbnail on the screen now, and the link is in the description box down below. So let's head over to my PC and get started. Let's go. Okay, so welcome to my computer screen, and let's get started with the 10 quotes from Shakespeare's plays to see how well Midjourney did interpreting them. Now, the first quote that we're going to be looking at is the following. "Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing to thee to thy rest." So basically, this was taken from Hamlet, spoken by Horatio. This quote is a poignant farewell to Hamlet, who has just died, and creates a vivid image of him being carried off by angels to his final resting place. Now, don't worry, I didn't become a Shakespearean expert, and I don't know how to interpret all of the quotes from Shakespeare's. In fact, I utilize our friend ChatGPT to basically interpret the quotes so I can make sure that, in terms of what Midjourney is presenting is going to be as close as possible to what I'm hoping that it will provide, so that I'll know whether or not to continue using the image generated by Midjourney or not. So obviously in Midjourney, I typed in the Imagine prompt, and then I typed in "Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest." And I also wanted Midjourney to provide me with a portrait poster layout. So obviously I changed the aspect ratios to 5:7. For those of you who are new to Midjourney, 5 is going to refer to the width and the 7 is going to refer to the height. And then I added --Q space 2 for quality 2. Now, obviously it's a little hard for you to see these images. It looks pretty good. So what I did was I enhanced them. And basically, as you can see, we got 4 really nice images over here. We've got a little boy. Little boys are normally called by their moms as their little prince. We've got angels here too as well. I think out of the 4, I think number 4 is my favorite one, and number 2 over here, I don't know which one is your favorite. Comment in the text box down below. I'm just thinking, imagine if you create a nice poster and you put the quotation on it for any of these Shakespearean buffs out there who might like a poster or a digital wallpaper, or maybe even on a mug or a clock face or any of the other products that you can be printed out and sold through print-on-demand platforms like, Redbubble and TeePublic or whatnot. So I think from the quotation, Midjourney got this one spot on. Now the second one is, "But soft what light through yonder window breaks, it is the east and Juliet is the sun." Obviously, we all know this from Romeo and Juliet. It was spoken by Romeo, and this quote creates a vivid and romantic image of Juliet as a radiant and life-giving force in Romeo's world, and is a testament to the power of love to transform perception. Ooh, that's a mouthful. So basically, I keyed in the quotation, same as I did with the previous one, into Midjourney. And as you can see, just by increasing the size of the images, we got 4 really nice images of a woman, a lovely woman by a window. Obviously, the sun is radiating on her face. In number 4, we've got some flowers here just off to the left of it. It's like a morning sun coming in and just brightening up the whole room. So again, I think you will agree with me that Midjourney got this one spot on too as well. So let me know if you disagree or whatnot in the comments. I'd really love to hear what you think about these images that Midjourney is producing, and maybe if you are actually producing them, how you would go about utilizing them with respect to your own print-on-demand business. Okay, so quote number 3. "Oh, beware, my lord, of jealousy. It is the green-eyed monster which doth mock the meat it feeds on." This was taken from Othello, spoken by Iago. This quote vividly describes the destructive nature of jealousy and the way it can consume a person's thoughts and actions. Again, according to ChatGPT. And basically, the image that Midjourney came back with is as follows. And I have to admit, I was really blown away by these images too as well. I mean, you've got this green-eyed monster eating from a plate. All four of them are rather, I mean, they're really nice. They're really detailed, rather scary too as well, a bit horrific too as well. I think out of the four, it's really hard for me to deduce which one of these four I would consider to be my favorite. But if I had to choose one, I think it would be number 2 over here. It looks like he's eating green olive leaves over here and cheese and broccoli. Not the best of mixes, but jealousy, green-eyed monster. It really did stick to the quotation that Shakespeare provided to as well. So I think that one was spot on too as well. I'd give that a 10 on 10 as well. Okay, now quotation number 4. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. This was taken from Macbeth, and this is spoken by one of the witches as Macbeth approaches their cave, suggesting that he is a wicked and dangerous figure. So let's see how well Midjourney did. I keyed in the prompt, and basically, these are the images that Midjourney came back with. I think out of all of the images, this is one where I think Midjourney didn't get it right on. I mean, it is comical if you think about it. I mean, it took the quotation literally and changed, the thumb on the person's hand to be a monster, a prickly monster. I think out of the 4 of them, the one on the bottom right, left here, number 3, I think is the best one out of it. I don't think that we could use these for print on demand. I don't know of anybody who would want to purchase an image of a prickly monster on, somebody's thumb. But if you had to ask yourself, did Midjourney interpret the quotation? I think this one I would give it like a 6 out of 10. I don't know what you guys would think. Comment in the comment box down below. Would you use any of these images if you had generated, and how so? Let me know. Now the next one. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn, and cauldron bubble. I think this is probably one of Shakespeare's most famous quotations. And again, it was taken from Macbeth. This is the witch's famous incantation as they prepare a potion in their cauldron. Now, this is basically what Midjourney came back with. And I think you will agree, these are 4 really amazing images of a cauldron with smoke coming up. We've got the fire underneath. I mean, when I first saw these images, I automatically thought to myself, great, these would be amazing images to utilize during Halloween, with cauldron and witches and things like that. Some really nice text effects embedded into the image itself can make some really great posters or t-shirts or even coffee mugs for that matter. So in this particular case, I was really happy with the way Midjourney interpreted the quotation. This is 10 on 10 for me, definitely. Okay, the next quotation. Parting is such sweet sorrow. And again, this was taken from Romeo and Juliet and spoken by Juliet. And basically, after keying it in onto Midjourney and obviously enlarging the image, we have 4 rather sorrowful images. So here Midjourney did understand that it was a sad scene from the quotation provided. And as you can see here, we've got this really lovely little girl crying. It looks like she's got a scratch on her chin over here. We've got this one over here. What looks to be like an owl over here. Maybe it's a doorway into another world and she's on an adventure and she's leaving any friends that maybe she has met in this strange world. We've got, I think this is either a brother and a little sister, obviously hugging each other. And the hands aren't really quite on here for the little girl, but many of us know that, these image generators aren't just quite spot on when it comes to fingers and toes on the human body. But still, the emotion that is exudating from this photo is really spot on with respect to the through the quotation. I think out of the 4, this one on the bottom left is the strangest in my mind too as well. I mean, we've got this boy going through a doorway. I can't really tell what this thing is in the back. It seems like to be a floating hot air balloon in the shape of a heart that's broken. So maybe perhaps it interpreted, this broken heart as something being sorrowful. I think I would give Midjourney 8 on 10 for this particular quotation, though I think out of the 4 images, the top 2 are my favorite. Maybe perhaps each of them could potentially be usable for print on demand. Okay, now the next quotation. Thus with a kiss I die. Again, this one was taken from Romeo and Juliet. These are the last words spoken by Romeo as he takes his own life with poison, believing that Juliet, his true love, is dead. The scene is a tragic and emotionally charged moment in the play, and Romeo and Juliet's love is ultimately doomed by the feud between their families. So with that context in mind for this particular quotation, let's see how well Midjourney did. So basically, we've got this. Now, this is really amazing. I mean, in terms of detail, it's very morbid. It's very, very graphic. There is a sense of love between, the woman and the man over here. Clearly, you could tell that Midjourney understood that it was Romeo who was dying, was poisoning himself, because in all four images, it is the man who has sort of the graphic interpretation of death. We've got bones here in the rib cage. We've got, this guy's face over here. It's peeling away from the skin here. This one here is with the skull face. This bottom one, when I first saw it, I thought automatically, wow, something out of Ghost Rider. Just the flames with the skull on the face here, and Beauty and the Beast. These kinds of images were being generated in my mind just by seeing this particular image over here. I think in terms of interpretation, I think I would give Midjourney a 9 on 10 for this. I think that it did a really great job. I think in terms of usage for print on demand, I think 1, 2, and 4 are really graphic and really morbid. I don't know if there would be a market for those 3 images, but, image number 3 here, the one with, the flaming skull and whatnot, could actually work. There could be potential in this one. Even when you're thinking about Halloween, for example, or maybe even just, like Ghost Rider, for example, or Beauty and the Beast, just to reiterate those 2 thoughts that I had in my mind a few moments ago. So I would definitely consider going with that one out of the 4. Okay, let's go into the next one here. The devil can cite scripture for his purpose. So this was taken from The Merchant of Venice. This quote is a vivid and memorable expression of the idea that words and ideas can be twisted and manipulated for evil purposes. Again, this is how ChatGPT interpreted this particular quotation. And after keying in the prompt in Midjourney, we got the following images. Now, check these out, people. I mean, these are really amazing. There's the evil aspect. We have a satanic aspect out of it. The devil writing his own scripture into his own book. Call it what you may. These could do really well for those who are in the goth niche. Again, if somebody is really into, this particular play and you wanted to key in that quotation, maybe say on the bottom over here in something really, really contrasting in terms of color, there is a lot of potential in this. Maybe not everybody's cup of tea, and that's understandable, but there are just so many different people out there with so many different interests that sometimes, just creating something that's maybe out of your comfort zone and just trying to see what you can come up with, you just might actually land a sale for people who are really interested in this particular type of niche, okay? But in terms of interpreting the quotation, I think Midjourney got it spot on. I definitely give this a 10 on 10. Okay, the next one, I think another famous quotation that many have heard before, to be or not to be, that is the question. This, again, was taken from Hamlet and was spoken by Hamlet as it reflects the central themes of the play, including the nature of reality, the power of language and rhetoric, and the struggle between appearance and reality. Okay, so let's see how Midjourney interpreted the quotation, and we're just going to enlarge it now. And as you can see here, this is really, really cool. I mean, I really love this one too as well. Okay, so again, we've got the aspect of death. We've got skulls here. I'm looking at this one here, number 3, and it's giving me a vibe of Salvatore Dali. Just even in terms of the tones of the poster, rather of the image, we've got the question mark here. Seems like the question mark is really prevalent in all of them. So it does keep to the quotation from Shakespeare, to be or not to be, that is the question. Because even if you look at the first one here, Midjourney has incorporated the question mark into the skull, into the back of the skull, leading down to the neck too as well. So these are really, really interesting. I definitely think that there could be a market for these kinds of images in the print-on-demand industry. Again, you'd have to be very, very careful what keyword tags you would come up with, your titling, and even in terms of a description. With the advent of, AI platforms like ChatGPT, you could easily describe the image to it and ask it to provide you with tags and descriptions and even a title for it too as well, for all that matter too as well. So I think, again, Midjourney did a really good job in interpreting this particular quotation. Okay, so the last one here I think is my ultimate favorite quotation from Shakespeare. For those of you who are Star Trek buffs, you will remember the movie with, the original cast when they were going up, the Klingon bird of prey that could fire while it was cloaked, and the Klingon character actually did yell out,
"Cry havoc, and let's slip the dogs of war."
When in truth, this quotation was actually taken from Julius Caesar, spoken by Mark Antony, and this quote is a vivid and memorable expression of the chaos and violence of war as it calls to mind the image of fierce dogs being unleashed on the battlefield. So with that in mind, with this particular interpretation from ChatGPT of this quotation, let's see how well Midjourney did with this particular quote. Okay, so we keyed it in and just enhancing it and enlarging the image. Look at these 4 images that Midjourney presented. I mean, these are really fantastic. I was so super excited when I saw these images. In fact, to be very honest with you, this was the first quotation I put into Midjourney. So this was actually the benchmark that I was using for the other quotations. The other quotations, Midjourney did a really great job. Respectable job on some of them, an amazing job on others, but with this one I was super stoked. I was so happy with them. I mean, I think out of the 4, my favorite 2 is the first and the third one, with the third one being my ultimate favorite of the 4. I mean, just look at the expression on the dog's face. You've got this thick chain going around it. It gives the impression that maybe perhaps out of the dog soldiers, this is the general of them. He's given the command. He's stroking out the battlefield, waiting to see how he's going to plan his attack. There's just a fierceness and an intensity of it. I mean, I just could see this quotation, plastered onto this as a poster, or even on a mug, on a t-shirt for that matter too as well. So I really think Midjourney did a really great job with that one. Even in terms of number 1, I mean, you've got this tank coming up behind this dog. There you've got another dog in the background too with some soldiers. It's a bloodied field filled with fire and just intensity and war. It did a really great job. So there you have it, everybody. As you can see, I think Midjourney did a fantastic job in terms of interpreting the quotations taken from these various plays by Shakespeare and presenting us with some really amazing imagery that could be utilized for our print-on-demand business. And in doing so, I really want to, I hope I've encouraged and motivated you to look into your own favorite authors, be it modern day authors or maybe even historical authors, and just taking quotes from their pieces of work and embedding them into Midjourney. Or if you don't have Midjourney, you could try Blue Willow or Leonardo or any other AI image generating platform, and just seeing how well that particular platform would do in presenting you with images in terms of how it interpreted, so maybe that you can use it then in your own respective print-on-demand business. So don't shy away from utilizing, don't shy away from experimenting. You just never know what you're going to receive by doing these kinds of exercises, and you never know, you might actually churn out an amazing winner that will bring you tons upon tons of sales in your print-on-demand shop, be it Redbubble, TeePublic, Teespring, Merch by Amazon, Etsy for that matter, or any of the other print-on-demand platforms that are out there. So I certainly hope that you enjoyed this very short video. I didn't want it to be very long. I just wanted to show you, the images that Midjourney came back with based on the quotations to inspire, to motivate you, to try something new, to get out of your comfort zone, and just really go to town at creating some amazing images for your own print-on-demand business. So if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, smash that like button. If you're new to this channel or haven't as yet subscribed to my channel, you know who you are. Please help me to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of this calendar year by smashing that subscribe button, turning on the bell notification icon, and help me to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. I know that with your help, I can do that. But for today, that's all I've got. And as always, be safe, be well, be creative. Bye for now. Hey, thanks again for watching this video. I really appreciate each and every one of you taking the time to do so. If you are interested in taking your print-on-demand business to the next level and learning how to generate more sales, please consider clicking on one of the 2 video thumbnails that have appeared on your screen now. I'll see you there. Thanks again.